"I'm vanilla," I say to the man selling ice cream while pointing to the vanilla flavor in the display case. After exchanging money with him for the deliciously cold dessert, I thank him by saying danke. My 5-year-old self felt quite accomplished during this transaction, which occurred in Idar-Oberstein, Germany, the home of my grandparents. Interactions such as these have helped shape the person I am today. Because I was brought up with German language and culture, first through my grandparents, and secondly through my German language immersion camp, I've become a more well-rounded, culturally aware person. My interest in German language and culture begins with my Opa, my grandfather, and my Oma, my grandmother. I often visited them in Germany, and thus got my first taste of the German culture. When I was little, my grandparents taught me how to count in German, and I was just amazed how these different combinations of sounds could mean the exact same things as our words in English. And on vacations at Oma's house, I was also fascinated by the different ways the Germans live their lives. Idar-Oberstein citizens, for example, were more trusting, as I was allowed to go into the city to get ice cream when I was 5, all by myself. And Oma, she would go into a bakery for bread and a metzgerei for meat every week instead of going to a giant supermarket, as we do in the States. These little vacations to Oma and Opa's house were nice, but I wanted to learn and experience more. So while my friends were off to Girl Scout camp at the end of 2nd grade, I traded in my Thin Mints for Nutella and some Toblerones. At this point, I was off to the big woods in northern Minnesota for Valse, a German language immersion camp. There, I discovered new activities and met new friends, which led to my personal growth. At Valse, I met kids from all over the country. Some said I had an accent, which I found quite comical. But from this, I began to learn about and appreciate how the customs of people, even from the same country, can differ significantly. Also at Valse, I acquired various skills with American and German perspectives that led me to be more independent. Some of these skills and activities included how to build a fire, how to make cheese, and how to recycle. Another thing that Valse did for me was to challenge me to become aware of the things that are outside of my realm of normal. I learned to take risks in the goofy environment that was Valse, and that these risk-taking experiences can be fun. At one point, I had to present and teach Küssen verboten by Die Prinzen, it's a song, to the entire camp. This encouraged me to be more courageous and to be creative on the spot. Another thing that was outside my realm of normal was the importance of soccer in Germany and the rest of the world. To Americans, football and basketball reign king of sports. But in the rest of the world, soccer is dominant. In closing, kicking a soccer ball around and going shopping at a bakery are inherent to German culture. I have been lucky to have an Oma and Opa to introduce me to an alternative way of living. And I realized through Valse that the customs of people from my own and other countries can be worth investigating. With the independence and cultural inquisitiveness my experiences with German culture have brought me, I have now traveled to Freiburg, Germany to further my language learning. But I noted the important places first. Gazing through the window with the assorted varieties on display, I asked, "Darf ich eine Vanillekugel and eine Wasserhaben bitte?"